Welcome to Sunshine Cathedral's Queer God Squad. It's Friday, June 28th, 2024. I'm Reverend Dr. Darrell Watkins, the senior minister here at Sunshine Cathedral.
I am Reverend Dr. Robert Griffin, the executive minister. Faith and religion can be complicated for the LGBTQ plus community. Surveys show that religious faith and church are the main cause of trauma in the LGBTQ plus community.
I am Reverend Kevin Tisdall, the Minister of Education. The Queer God Squad is going to explore our religious community. Let's explore the big news of the day and what it means to you. This is live, and then we are available on demand. We are available on all smart televisions and your favorite social media.
At Sunshine Cathedral, we're here to tell you that you're God's miracle, not God's mistake.
This is the Sunshine Cathedral Perspective. Kansas pastor checks out over 100 LGBTQ books from library during Pride Month. Kyle Lammott, lead pastor of Exodus Church, Wichita, may currently hold one of the largest collections of LGBT literature in Kansas. However, this is not due to his interest in the material. Lammott checked out over 100 LGBTQ plus themed books from Andover Public Library to remove them from circulation during Pride Month. He shared his action on Instagram, showing bags and shelves filled with titles like The Gay Best Friend, Bedazzled, and To My Trans Sisters book titles. The post stated, "It's Pride Month, a good time to recalibrate what it means to love your neighbors. Gather together some of the men in your church and go empty the local library of all of their LGBTQ plus books." However, many disagree with Lamott's interpretation of, quote, loving your neighbor, end quote. Reverend Nancy Tuma of Ward Parkway Presbyterian Church in Kansas City has also criticized Lamott's actions, saying, quote, "Jesus said, love God, love your neighbor, and your neighbor is everyone," end quote. She emphasized that true love allows people to see themselves in literature and books, accessible in libraries. While Lammott plans to return the books, the incident highlights a larger issue. His unilateral decision to remove these books deprived the community of their right to choose what to read. Critics argue that attempting to control what others can read is antidemocratic and authoritarian, and he needs some help. I'm sorry, this is just one of those, let me see what I can control in my own community, remove these books. This was not an act of love, it was an act of whatever you want to call it.
Terrorism.
Yeah, terrorism, unilateralism. And now the part about you're not trying to decide what people should and should not read, that's not up for you to decide. I mean, if that's about your kids, and you can decide in your house with it, but you did something in a public library with books that was funded with taxpayers' money, and you and your men, your little merry men of church, from church, went over and took all these books out. Give me a break. And I'm just pretty sure that you thumbed through some of those books. I'm just going to go on the record and say, I'm pretty sure you thumbed through some of those books just to find out what all this gay stuff is about. And I hope you got educated on about how to be a good neighbor to your trans neighbor.
How about that?
And I got a question for Zaddy up there.
That's the word.
See,
All right, Zaddy.
just saying, ain't libraries where the tea rooms often are?
Well,
I mean, historically,
they was on the Xander's book.
Well, he was calling all his men folk to get together, so hello.
man, I mean, if he even knew the picture he was painting, I'm getting my guys together, and we're going to the library. Historically, I mean, libraries and truck stops. Hello, if you're not driving a truck and you're at a truck stop, you may as well then take that truck, you might drive from there to the library. This is just historically, I'm not saying that library is such a place, it's not as much as it used to be this way, back when everyone had to be hidden, but those were parks and truck stops and library restrooms where people would sort of meet or whatever. So that this person was giving Zaddy vibes, getting his guys together to go to the library. Already, you've just set yourself up for this joke that all queer people will recognize, especially those of a certain age, and laugh and laugh and laugh like they laugh at Mary Jane. Just laugh and laugh and laugh.
Poor Mary Jane.
Poor Mary Jane.
Oh, gosh.
Mary Jane just laughed and laughed because she didn't know there was a tea room in the back.
Wow. But talk about dating oneself.
Right. But what this is guerrilla book banning.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Yeah.
Is that he's making a statement. Now, of course, he has to buy or return those books, and he will return those books. And this is a stunt, a temporary inconvenience. But it also is an act of shaming people and saying, we're looking at you. Like, that should be a safe space. I should be able to look at any gardening book or cookbook or paint by the numbers how-to sex book or whatever they got on the shelves. I should be able to just peruse and look and check out safely. But now people know this guy and his merry band of weirdos are watching and monitoring. And that is also an implicit threat.
Yeah.
So, Ms. May, I got some issues. If there's a Mrs. Zaddy, she needs to ask a few questions. But on its face, this is abusive. This is an attack. And it needs to be called out for what it is, which is what we're here doing.
And what we say at this table quite often with this kind of stuff is attention-seeking behavior. You're not doing anything positive. You're not going to change anyone's minds. And what you might do is highlight the wonderful books that will be available as soon as he gets finished soiling them. They're going to have to spray those books down when they get them back, I think, because him and his buddies, I'm sure that they thumbed through them and went, wow, that's not as bad as I thought.
Right.
Yeah.
The Kurma Sutra, it's pretty good.
Yeah, wow, this is, wow. And I hope, can I do that?
And I hope the Pasadena Presbyterian Church will take some type of call to action to the community also to respond to this as well.
Good.
Yeah, because
call it out and just do a call to action.
Ridiculous that we still go through this kind of stupidity when people just don't understand.
And some
don't
of them,
care.
And some of them are probably gay romance, lesbian romance.
Yeah.
Some of them are probably psychological things about, the makeup of, the homosexual personality or whatever. So some of them were sociological. Some of them were sort of fiction, no doubt.
Yeah.
Where there's a superhero or supervillain character who's queer. I mean, there was all kinds of stuff. And that you'd be that bothered that you just had to make a statement, but that you just get rid of everything. I hope Amazon sales shot up this month, and people said, "Well, I'll get it anyway."
And that to me is the whole problem. Why are we hiding stuff? Why are we running away from conversations? I want to believe that we're in a better place than we were when I was growing up, and it's like these people are looking for a new boogeyman.
They have electricity, so that's good.
Yeah, and I love you too. But they're looking for a new boogeyman. So LGBTQ plus people are today's boogeyman. And the worst part about it is that the real monsters that they're creating are being harmed by what they're doing. We have to always remember that when hate speech rises, attacks on the most vulnerable of us goes up also. So we are making a little bit light of what this idiot is doing, and what he's doing can have great harm.
Yeah. There's a viewer on Sunday who took you to task for that.
Oh gosh, yes. Oh my goodness. This past Sunday.
Well, it was a couple. It was maybe even two ago by now. But
well, yeah. But recently we talked about our transgender brothers and sisters and how they're being harmed harmed. When I say harmed, I mean beaten and murdered by folks who are picking up to me on the conservative Christian language. Now, I never
this
said
sort of behavior.
Yeah,
I'm watching you, and I'm going to get in your way. And
yeah, I never said that the conservative Christians are advocating, but what they're doing is giving cover to those who are out there doing harm. I stand by what I said, by the way, gentle reader, but I'm just shocked that you don't understand that words have
and maybe
can hurt.
Maybe they're genuinely like, oh well, they took it too far. We didn't want anybody to get. But you can't unring a bell.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
You convinced them that we weren't human.
Right.
And then they took it farther than you intended them to.
Yeah.
But you're the one that gave them the idea that these aren't people.
Yeah.
Well, you can do things to people who aren't people. And so, they have to share responsibility. And just hurt that you would suggest that their ideology that dehumanizes, demoralizes, and demonizes us would somehow give crazy people tacit permission
Yes.
to do horrible things.
You're giving them cover. I don't care what you think, what you feel, what you believe. You're giving them cover.
I'm going to prophesy.
And we're not going to thank you for it.
I'm going to prophesy. I see a day that this zaddy in his church has a drag queen reading a book. I'm just going to put that out there. I'm going to affirm that for him, that's going to happen. That one day he's going to open up that church and a drag queen will be welcome in to read one of those books he took out of the library.
That would be an epiphany.
We'll follow up on this one.
From your lips to God's ears.
I'm just going to put it out there.
I like that.
Well, that's today with the Prophet Robert and the Queer God Squad. We want to thank you for joining us. We're here daily at 3 p.m. to have some fun and to discuss what our LGBTQ plus community is talking about.
Sunshine Cathedral is the world's largest progressive queer church. Progressive, queer, and God are words that naturally should go together. And we are all in this together. Remember that.
You are God's miracle, not God's mistake. Until the next time, we are the Queer God Squad. Goodbye.